Hey, what's going on, guys? Mikova, and welcome back to another transfer episode. We are hitting it off reasonably big. There's a few big rumours in this one, so make sure you do drop that like and obviously subscribe if you're new around here. So we're starting off with quite a dull rumour, to be honest, but it's Sagna. He's open to a West Ham transfer to get back to London. Obviously, he's not going to get another contract to Manchester City. I think his career's there. It's pretty much finished, especially with Guardiola coming in. He will want young blood coming in to build a team for the future. It's kind of what he does at clubs. He kind of like build a team and then wins everything and then gets off again. So I can't see Sagna being offered the new deal. And neither is Zabaleta, to be honest. I think there is a big rebuild that Manchester City needed. Sagna isn't good enough anymore for me. Still a good player. I think he would be a good signer for West Ham should they be able to get him. Next up is Danilo, another right back. He's getting linked with a move to Liverpool, actually. They're interested in the Real Madrid outcast. It's kind of interesting how they're getting linked with a right back rather than an actual left back is what they need. It is a right back that they're apparently going to go in for, even though I think Klein's a decent player. I don't know, whether Klopp likes him or what. I don't know the whole scenario with that, but I wouldn't say a right back is the position that we desperately need to fill straight away. However, we are still getting linked with Danilo. I think he could do a good job in the Premier League, even as a backup, but it wouldn't go in a transfer as a backup. There's no doubt he'd want to be a first teamer. Next up is Rue de Guerre, constantly getting linked to they move away from Roma, and both Manchester clubs are to go in for the Roma centre-back in the summer. They both really wanted them apparently last summer, but no deal came about. Obviously, January, you don't usually go in for players anyway, and it looks like there may be a summer deal. I think Chelsea will be on this one as well. There's no doubt that they're interested in him too. A bit of a surprising one is West Brom are ready to make a £7 million move for the Bournemouth defender, Steve Cook. I don't think he's the best defender in the world, but apparently that is the case. West Brom are still interested in him, and £7 million is a lot of money nowadays. Well, for a player of Cook. Again, I don't mean to rip him that much, but I just don't think he's that good enough to warrant a £7 million transfer fee. Next up is Emre Can. Leipzig and Bayer Leverkusen are ready to offer Can an escape route should the contract talks break down. They're both circling around to hopefully get him in. Obviously, Can is demanding a double offer in terms of his contract, which is just crazy. He's on, I think, $35,000. He wants £70,000 a week. And if that doesn't happen, God knows what's going to happen. He's got 18 months left on his deal. And I say Leipzig and Leverkusen are both ready to go in for him. Obviously, he used to play for Leverkusen, and Leipzig are flying at the moment, and I'm sure would welcome Can with open arms. Jack Wilshere is next up. He is getting links with a move away, constantly getting links with a move away, if that is the case. And I believe there are a few clubs going in for him, but Manchester City are looking to boost their contingent of English players by getting Jack Wilshere in. Kind of mental how, Jack Wilshere was outcast at Arsenal, but now is getting linked to a move to Manchester City. I think he would be a bench player. I can't even see him playing too much, but hey-ho, that is what is meant to be going down. Dries Mertens is next up, really doing well for Napoli at the moment, and he's met with Manchester United representatives. I think his agent, that is, has met with Manchester United representatives, which is just absolutely mental. However, that is apparently the case. He's met with them to try and push a move through from Napoli. Apparently, he spent 2 hours mulling over the move and trying to get a deal done. Next up is Eden Hazard, getting linked to the move to Real Madrid. That is crazy. Real Madrid. I don't know if that is something that he'd want to move. He looks happy at Chelsea, and I'm not too sure it is a deal that he'd go for. Obviously, Real Madrid is very hard to turn down, but they are ready to make a move if they sell James Rodriguez. I think they're probably going for him anyway, regardless of whether they sold James Rodriguez. But can you imagine that front four of Ronaldo, Benzema, Hazard behind him, and Bale on the other side? That would be absolutely insane. And it would kind of put Real Madrid back up there with the same kind of attack as what Barcelona have got. Next up is Isco. Again, another Real Madrid player getting linked to the move away. This time it's Isco. Manchester City closing in on a £30 million Isco deal. I think he's still a fantastic player, Isco. I think you get into most Premiership clubs, and Guardiola seems to be a fan. And Manchester City are going to hopefully tie that £30 million deal up soon. Inaki Williams is constantly getting linked to the move away from Athletic Bilbao. Apparently, Liverpool are a long time admirers of Inaki Williams. However, they now face competition from Juventus for the Athletic Bilbao winger. Obviously, Juventus are a huge club, and that is hard to turn down as well. It's just whether Inaki Williams wants to play for Juventus or Liverpool or, like Klopp or the potential Juventus manager that may be there at that time. I don't know. And it also depends on whether clubs can get the deal done. I could probably see him going to Juventus, if anything. Next up is Douglas Costa, apparently not happy at Bayern Munich. He states he wants to leave Bayern at the end of the season in search of more regular first-team football. He always falls behind Ribery on that left-hand side, and even then they do have Koeman as backup. I think Douglas Costa's an insane player. I would be very, very happy for him to come to the Premiership and grace our league. I can imagine a lot of clubs would be interested in going in for him. Moussa Dembele is next up. He is, obviously currently playing for Celtic at the moment. And a host of Prem clubs, including Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City, have all been present in recent Celtic games. By present, I mean their scouts, to kind of run the rule over Moussa Dembele. Next up is Gylfi Sigurdsson, been a long-time standout player for Swansea for me, and Everton are ready to make a move for the Swansea star player. Now, that kind of throws in a bit of doubt over Ross Barkley's future. Apparently, Tottenham are interested in him. And Everton are going for Sigurdsson, someone who plays in that very similar position. It kind of does cast a doubt as to whether Barkley will be an Everton player. However, in terms of a move for Sigurdsson, I think he's a quality player and he's a lot better than Swansea's level. John Terry's next up. West Brom are ready to offer Terry a chance to stay in the Premier League rather than move to the MLS. They are still interested in him. Seems they're after a centre-back by the looks of these rumours, and they are ready to give Terry a lifeline. Lazar Markovic is next up. Will hold talks with Klopp over his future at the end of the season. I don't half feel sorry for this guy. He doesn't seem to have had the chance at Liverpool to prove himself and prove that big transfer fee. He's always been shipped out on loan. Did seem a bit lightweight when he came into the Premier League, but then he's still shown sparks of what he could provide. I watched him at Benfica and he was excellent. So if he can get back to that form, I'm sure he can kind of work his way into the team. He is a winger, and that is exactly what Liverpool have been missing, is like width in certain games. Next up is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's been offered a £15 million a year move to LA Galaxy. He would be made the most expensive player in LA, well, in the MLS history, that is, in terms of that. He would be getting a huge amount of money, the highest paid player ever. Next up is Andy Carroll. He's getting linked with a move away. West Ham are willing to sell Carroll to try and fund a move for Daniel Sturridge. Obviously, Sturridge seems like he will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season due to his injuries and also his work ethic. And I think he'd do excellently at West Ham. They're trying to change the way they play football. Although, even said that, Andy Carroll has been excellent for them at the same time. Next up is kind of a big shock for me. Jesse Lingard, I think he's a decent player, but both Chelsea and Arsenal want Lingard from Manchester United. I find that a bit mad. I think, yeah, he is a good player, but to go in for him to big clubs, I think he's more of a fringe player more than anything. But even said that, it could still happen. So there you go, guys. There are our rumours for today. Chan possibly leaving, I think, is a big one. Douglas Costa admitting he wants to leave Bayern Munich, and the few potential Real Madrid deals that may be going on. That main one being Eden Hazard. Real Madrid want Hazard from Chelsea. But guys, if you did enjoy, please drop a like, and I shall see you in the next one.